Goldfire's Ability 11 and G1 dropped today. I actually had high hopes for this at the start. Goldfire was one of my favourite bots in HQ 15. I kind of use it as a sacrifice, but I tried to keep him alive. It was more him, Saber, Elita, part of the cleanup crew video that I did. And then come HQ 16, kind of died a bit, thanks to the MSM mines. The argument you've got is, if you make Goldfire skip the MSMs, you've kind of got a problem. You're bringing sack back to even as much as it was before. And I'm not a fan of bringing counters for counters. You bring something out, it becomes very powerful, you bring some sort of counter out, and that should balance it. You don't then break the balance by bringing out a counter. Just make the bot relevant and make the counter relevant as well. But then you've also got to bring out other things as well, which makes the counter not the best thing around. So people have a choice and people can choose and leaves the game open. Problem at the minute is that MSM is king. Everyone's using MSM, nothing else pretty much, and so it's killed Goldfire, hoping one day might bring it back into the meta. And that was kind of my hope for this G1 or his ability 11, that I would give him something to bring him back from the brink, from the dead and buried pile. So, ability 11, he gets a 40% extra range on his initial fire when he sets off. And his G1 core gives him 58% reduced damage from autocannons, laser turrets, shock towers, and miniguns. And the bot's health is increased by 14.5%. It's kind of increasing survivability, so you think, yeah, I can see where they're going with this. I can see it maybe doing well. At the minute, Goldfire dies incredibly fast. He's not got the highest health. He doesn't survive that much longer, really. The MSM kill him. The MSM absolutely destroys him. And we sort of said in the playtest chat, we said, this guy needs something else. And people don't really like rush bots that rush away from your team. They like walk teams that stay together, or they like sack bots. And this guy's designed for neither. He's a warrior with low health, so he's not designed as a tank. So he's a high DPS tank, but you don't use tanks for that. You've got Rook for that. He's not a good sack bot either, so he's not got much use. And obviously we're going to compare Goldfire and Ramjet. We've got Ramjet at 6710, so we're going to use Ramjet at 6710, and we're going to use Goldfire at 6711 and see the actual difference in the abilities and what they do to a base. Are they going to absolutely burn down the base? Okay, we've got Ramjet. I didn't show him in the server, but 6710 anyway. We've got Ramjet. So we go up to the beam laser, and we'll go up to HQ. And let's have a look at the damage. So Combine is large, but it's okay. We'll just look at the damage. So look at the damage, let it all side down. So there's 6710. You can see there that it's done about, you know, a third, maybe 2/5 of the damage to all the defenses in that line there. So that was with no G1 core, ability 10. So let's test it with ability 11. So again, we're going to do the same, straight up to the beacon laser when we get a chance. To HQ. You can see it. And let's pass forward. And you can see that there's not much difference. You know, this initial 40% fire effect, I can't see it. I can't see the difference. I cannot see any difference at all. So you got to think to yourself, what does ability 11 even do? And you can sit there and say, well, is it working? The playtesters should have found this. And I'll be deadly honest, when we got Goldfire, and a lot of people in the chat saying the same as us, were like, this is awful. And I've always said that in playtest, there's always arguments here and there on different people's views. But when you get the whole of playtest in unison, all saying the same feedback, you need to stand up and listen to that. And that should be a big alarm bell saying, this is not right, or we have hit the nail on the head. If all playtests saying this is awful, then you know it needs to change. There's something not right. And then when all playtests are going, wow, you should be thinking, is this even too powerful? But we were onto something here. And everyone in playtest was saying that this is not right. Some people and myself said, well, would it be a really bad thing to add more damage to it? Nothing stupid, but more damage. You know, we can see that, you know, when we did the test down there, that it only took about a third of the health. Would it be that bad if it took, you know, 3/5 more? It might make him relevant again. You know, and I do think he should have had more damage. So this protection thing is still not going to be relevant. The MSMs are still going to kill him. It's not going to help him at all. His G1 core is not going to do that. He needs more damage. We've got better bots that do sack a lot better than him. We've got tanks that do that job a lot better than him. We've got bots that do a lot more damage without rushing ahead, which suits walk teams more. It's just that everything that Goldfire does, it doesn't excel at anything. And this ability 11 on G1 doesn't do that. And sadly, for 3 weeks, we've all been in playtest, and the other playtest will actually back me up on this. We've all been saying, this is not good enough, it needs to change. And the next thing we knew was we were tagging Dale, saying, Dale, what's going on? We've not heard anything at all. We've had no feedback. What is going on? And literally Dale said, we're happy with it. We're signing it off. And playtest was pretty up in arms. Playtest was sort of, you know, well, what is the point in giving us this bot? You give us this bot, ask us for our feedback. We've all said it's not good enough, and you've pretty much gone, yeah, we don't really care what you think. We're going to launch it anyway. Now, I don't think for 1 minute they've done that because they think they know better than us. I think, as usual, they've literally run out of time. And it just seems like it's a rush job, and they've just thrown something out there just to say, we've done it. And it's a shame, really, because it's a real opportunity. And even Dale said, we could probably do some tweaks to it. We're like, it doesn't matter what you tweak. We don't need more health for him. We don't need that. We don't need more survivability. He's a sack bot. He's there to die. We need more damage. But sadly, they weren't prepared to do that. And with the possibility of anti-fire and anti-acid cores maybe coming to the game, they were in testing early HQ 17, late 16, so they could easily come back in again. I don't think it'd be that powerful, even if they doubled his damage. Not with the amount of HP has been increased and the amount of healing in the game. So it's a shame, really. Save your spark, save your crystals, don't chase it. I wouldn't even bother equipping it and upgrading him to 11 at all. I've got my Goldfire's pretty much maxed out. He ain't going near my war team. He's a Zen bot. He won't be getting ability 11, and he won't be getting the G1 core, sadly. Probably one of the worst ability 11s and G1 cores in the game. And I'm not even sure if the ability 11 is even working, because we haven't tested that much, because we weren't happy with it in the first place, and we thought this would definitely get changed.